Hey, Amanda, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Charlene. How are you?
I'm good. So we haven't chatted in a while. I think it was like last month,
I think so. I think it's our first time, but actually, it might have been February, and I can't believe it's April 1 already.
right? Yeah, we were gonna get together at the last, I guess the last announcement was the 17th of March. So the next one is coming up at the end of April. So we'll do two recordings this
Perfect.
month. Yeah. Anyways, let me get to my introduction. I'm Charlene Williams. I'm a real estate agent with Real Estate Homeward, and I've been an agent slash broker for about 16 years now. And we have with us lovely Amanda, who is a mortgage specialist.
Mortgage agent with Mortgage Connection, which is part of Dominion Lending, and I have been an agent for over 13 years now, and I'm excited to talk to you, Charlene, today.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. So we can give the public and anybody that views this what's happening in the market. We
Mhm.
do these videos a couple of times a month, maybe once a month. We get a little behind in our own work. So if you like what you're seeing and you have questions, comment and we'll try to answer them in the next video. And subscribe if you want to be notified for our next video.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right. So what are you seeing out there, Amanda?
It's been an interesting start to what we would normally see as a busy spring market right now. It's been a bit of a slower start, but this makes sense. We had March break, and then 2 weeks later, we have Easter. The last thing people are starting to think about is real estate. But I have noticed this week that I'm starting to get a couple more calls than I normally do right before Easter to get people who are currently renting curious, what does that look like as a mortgage? And for the first time in a long time, especially condo renters, you can actually probably buy your unit and cost you very similar to what you're paying in rent to actually own that unit. So I'm starting to see a lot more renters looking at the curiosity of buying. We also have a really great program that some of them have asked me about that they can use, and it's called a cashback mortgage. So what
Oh,
I'm hearing from a lot of buyers is I have my 5% down payment, but I'm missing my closing costs and I'm missing, some of my moving expenses. Well, one of the lenders we work with, they have a mortgage that the rate is slightly higher, but it's only about 0.15% higher, and it will give you up to 5% of your mortgage as cash back. This is great. If somebody is missing that closing cost piece or that moving expense piece, they were able to get cash right away to cover these costs, which is making it way more, possible for a renter to actually be able to buy with 5% down.
that's amazing. 5% down. So we're looking at, if we're doing the numbers off the top of our heads, let's say, like a $500,000 condo, which you can get right now, by the
Yep.
way, with actually lower maintenance fees, which is also great. Um, you're looking at what? Less than 50.
25,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it,
$25,000 to purchase something that you are owning. You're
yep.
building equity. It's your foot on the property ladder in most cases. And that is, I mean, that who can beat that? We haven't had that in ages.
No, and if you actually even go onto the MLS listing and you search prices from 350 to 500, I have not seen that many units in that price point since 2017. And it's fantastic. And I think anyone who has been thinking about buying, now's your opportunity. We see what happened at the end of 2017, where prices started to skyrocket and didn't stop for till about 2023.
Mhm.
And I do feel like eventually we will look back on this time and say, oh, I should have bought. That was a
Should've.
great buying. Okay.
Yes. Could have, should have, would have, right? And at just to add to that point, I know, and I'm sure Amanda has heard as well, that it is probably not the bottom of the market, but are you going to wait until the bottom hits and then you have to climb right back up again? Like it to me, it seems like it's one of those stocks, right? And I'm calling real estate a stock for this purpose only. It's a buy and hold. You're playing
Yeah.
the long game. 5 years, 7 years, you're gonna you're gonna thank yourself for this because in the end, you are building equity.
100%. And even on a month-to-month basis, maybe the value is not going up, but you're paying your mortgage down. And that's building equity into your long-term future as well. And you're right. We've heard this probably isn't the bottom of the market quite yet, but we also don't know when the bottom can come.
Yeah,
That could come in the next 3 months. And then by the fall, it could be turned around. We really have no idea what a crystal ball is and when things are going to turn. So why not get in the market when we know that we are pretty low to begin with?
absolutely. So you've had some people or some of the public calling you about purchasing, getting their foot in the door. They are renters and they want to move.
That's correct. So renters just getting curious about buying versus renting given the prices right now.
Right. That's pretty good. So what else are we seeing here? I'm seeing these condos, like you said, 350 to $500, 500,000, and they're not necessarily in the I'm going to say bad areas. There are pretty decent areas, then they're decent
Absolutely.
condos, and they're not the shoebox condos that are coming out now.
Yes, it's very true. I would agree. There's some really great product on the market right now and lots to choose from. Another big category I'm seeing right now is the move-up buyer. So a lot of my past clients have been touching base saying, maybe I won't make as much on my condo as I thought, but I could buy for a house for about 300,000 less than I thought I would have to
Right.
spend. And that's another big market that we're seeing right now.
Right. And just to be clear, these are purchasers who want to move up, and I get that, but also they did not purchase during the boom. So 2020, 2021, 2022, we're not talking about those buyers. We're not talking about those people that want to sell. We're talking about people who've purchased before 2020, people that have had their units. Um, I'm going to say 2014, 20 to 2017 even,
Yep.
or even previous to that. Those are the ones that we're looking at. We're not saying that you should be, what's the word, selling your unit so that you can realize a loss at the end of the day. That's not where we're going with this.
That's correct. It's someone who has equity available in the property. And in some scenarios, I'm even seeing people with a break even, but again, they could purchase so much more than what they currently have. But yes, it's not people selling at a loss.
Right, right. And yeah, I mean, there are areas where the move up buyers are purchasing, like I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Leslieville is one of the very, very hot areas. I'm hearing
Mhm.
like six, seven, eight, six, seven, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 offers on a
Oh,
property
yeah.
in Leslieville, Riverdale, Lawrence Park, even uh,
Mhm.
down at King West, Ronsonsvales, those sort of areas. There
Absolutely.
are people selling homes that are in multiple offers. Like that has not stopped.
Yeah, it's true. I have two clients this week who won on multiple offers, which we haven't heard that in a very long time.
One, that's pretty good.
Yeah, two clients, one on multiples, but multiples, I was like, wow, when spring market came overnight.
Well, to be clear, I mean, Leslieville has always been a hot area. Riverdale has always been a hot area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there is that. I mean, when I'm going out there and I'm seeing condos, like we've done a couple of condo tours by ourselves without clients that, we'd like to put on our social media and advertise them. These are pretty large condos, like square footage wise.
Right.
Right now, I have a listing for a condo that is
Wow.
1150 square feet.
It's big, bigger than most houses.
Yeah, right. And they turned it into a three bedroom, so it's got the window and the closet, so it's pretty large, you know, and the maintenance fees are pretty decent because it's all included. Everything is included in that.
This is
So
very nice.
Yeah, I we're looking at probably around in between 500 and 530 at this point. So, yeah, it is there, and there are more out there like that. I saw one that sold for 500,000, a Tridal at Don
Oh,
Mills and Finch for 500,000. That was a two bedroom, 1150 square feet,
it's
ensuite
phenomenal.
laundry, everything. It had everything.
Wow. And Tridal's a great builder, so that's really great.
Exactly, exactly. So there are deals out there. I mean, what else are we going to discuss, Amanda? You don't want to.
I mean, there's deals to be had. I think that's the really the big thing from our call today is there's deals to be had. Now's
Right.
the time to get pre-approved because especially the condo market, you're not going to be in competition with a bunch of
Yes.
people and you will eventually have a turnaround in prices.
Yeah, absolutely. So, have you heard about the HST for
Yeah.
first time? Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not first time buyers anymore. They've
No.
extended it to everyone.
It's for resale. I don't know how much it's really going to do, in my opinion. I think it's great for people looking at buying pre-construction, but not a lot of people are buying pre-con right now because they don't have to.
Exactly.
There's such good resale opportunity that's going to be
Yes.
less than your pre-construction that you're purchasing. So, yes, I've heard it. I'm unsure of how much good it's going to do, but we will see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that resale, the value for resale is, has been, and will always be there when it comes to pre-construction and new builds. It's going to be, so let's compare what this price per square footage is to this price per square footage. You know
Right.
what I
And
mean? And typically it's between 200 and $300 more for a pre-construction.
yes. And what I think is unfortunate is the people that it would help the most are people trying to close on pre-construction right now.
Yes.
But because their contract is not signed recently, they can't take advantage of it. And that's who really needs the help.
Right. I think it was too late. They came in too late,
Yeah.
and um I'm just gonna say it the way I feel it, like everything else with the government. Late, late, late.
Yep. Late and not the right timeline. They should have had signed purchase agreements years ago, not
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, absolutely. What about that other developmental charges for uh pre-construction, like for the builders, and they're cutting that 50%? Did you hear about that?
Some builders are, some are not. Reputable builders are definitely helping people with closings right now.
Yes.
Others are not. I've seen both sides of the coin. I've seen people get in really bad situations with builders right now because of their developmental fees and what they end up costing at the end of the day. And others who've been in great scenarios because their builders have worked with them. It really, when it comes to buying for construction, is so important to buy with a reputable builder.
A reputable builder, absolutely. Have a lawyer review that
Yeah.
purchase agreement,
Yeah.
because if they point out things that you will not be able to see, because in some cases it's what, 49, 59 pages, that purchase agreement. And I've seen
Legal
them with,
pages.
right? I've seen them
Yep.
with my own eyes. I mean, I can't figure it out, and I'm a realtor.
Yeah, I
But
totally
it
agree
wasn't
with you.
it wasn't meant for me or actually even the buyer to figure out. It's
No,
meant for a lawyer to figure out.
exactly. That's what the 10-day cooling off period is, and it's worth every penny.
Right. Okay, I think I don't really have anything else. Do you?
Not yet, but a next Bank of Canada announcement, I'll have lots more to say.
Next Bank of Canada announcement, April 28th-ish, I believe.
Somewhere around there, and I should have the date right off the top of my head, but I'm blanking right now, but we will definitely connect on when it is.
Yeah, that's cool. Are we thinking that, okay, we did not expect an invasion happening.
Yep.
The other war has been going on. The other invasion has been going on for what, 4 years. Gas prices are through the roof. Everything is going up. What
Mhm.
what are the expectations? Like, what's your ear to the ground telling you about the interest rate?
I think we're going to see a hold, at least on our prime lending rate. I think we'll see a hold for now. It's hard to say what will happen because unfortunately things are changing at a lot quicker speed than what we're used to with everything happening in the world.
Hmm.
I don't think the Bank of Canada, and again, we're waiting for some data that's going to come out over the next week or two that could completely change my opinion. So
Right.
employment numbers are not great. A lot of people are unemployed right now. A lot
Mhm.
of people are struggling just to make payments. So the last thing Bank of Canada wants to do is really affect that when we aren't seeing inflation spiking. It's staying around that 2% mark. If anything, it's even slightly lower. So I do think we'll see a hold unless something crazy happens in the next few weeks.
Okay, so Amanda thinks that there's going to be a hold. What I was had heard at the beginning of the year, prior to all this madness, was
Uh-huh.
that April announcement would be a rate decrease. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen anymore. I'm on a couple of calls this week and next week with um, CIBC Benjamin Tall, and I'm dying to hear what he has to say because he's pretty good at predicting all of these rate increases and decreases. So I
He is
can't wait
fantastic.
for that. I like to know so that I can let my clients know, and I'm sure that's the reason why you like to know as well.
Absolutely. And to see where things are heading. But I
Yeah,
would be surprised if we saw any movement this month.
right. So I guess that's about it. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me and looking forward to our next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you want to ask a question, comment below and hit the subscribe button so that we can you can know when we do our next one.
Perfect. Well, I love that. And I'll talk to you soon,
All
Charlene.
right, take care.